slowly reaches a conclusion. My explosives may have hit its hidden tail, the lair, and it woke up from it. She is careful. If we make a mistake again, it will find us again. Victor is impressed by her words. He asks, "How do you know all this?" "Do you have any idea where your brother's submarine could be?" Julia explains. "Octopus often pulls its prey and takes it to its den, so its den should be somewhere where my camp was." Then an officer comes quickly. "Sir, I have got a clue." He plays a recording of the silent mode in which everyone hears the sound of knocking on a metal. They trace the signal and find out that the sound came from Julia's camp. Victor says slowly, "It means someone can still be alive there." Victor gives a passionate speech about the importance of human lives and the upcoming dangers, and orders his crew to take the submarine to Julia's camp. During the travel, Victor thinks about his childhood when he was lost in the mountains. He comes out of his thoughts when the submarine reaches the search area. Suddenly, rivets come out of the submarine's machines and walls. Glass and lights break. This means that they have gone too deep. The submarine is lifted a little higher. Then an officer notices that he has found a deep abyss. Victor decides to send a mini-submarine so that he can go down and investigate. Because a pilot was injured in the previous attack, Victor volunteers himself and temporarily hands over the command to Olshansky. Victor and two officers go into the mini-submarine. As they go down into the abyss, metal cracks are heard. Because the submarine had never gone so deep, pressure starts affecting them, so if they don't find something soon, they will have to come back. An echo is heard, and they go in that direction. They find many sunken ships there, which means that Julia's theory and stories both turned out to be true. Finally, they find another submarine. It is in a lot of damage, but its notch section is still fine. This means that there may be survivors inside. The team tries to dock the mini-submarine on it, but due to strong current, it is very difficult. After a lot of struggle, a connection is made. Victor crosses the connection wearing diving gear. He hatch knocks the other submarine and goes mad with anger when he sees that the crew is still alive. His brother, Alexander, too. This news is sent to the main submarine and everyone celebrates. Alexander says that he had kept the submarine in silent mode so that he wouldn't notice the crack and would only send signals from time to time. Victor sends all the survivors to the mini-submarine, but it is clear that they will have to do 2 trips. Victor decides that he will stay with his brother and become a mechanic left-behind pilot. The mini-sub installs a tracker on the main nose so that they can easily find the location when they come back, but they have to turn it off when they feel that the crack can be attracted by it. When the mini-sub leaves, the entire submarine wreckage shakes. But thankfully, it doesn't fall. When they reach the main submarine, the survivors are immediately treated. The new pilot gets so sick that he can't do the second trip. Then Julia asks Oscar for help. Oscar, who has a lot of experience with submarines, agrees. When the mini vessel leaves again, he sees on the radar of all chance that the crack has to be moved again. Meanwhile, Victor and Alexander go to retrieve the weapons, as their superiors had ordered them. They reach the weapons section of the damaged submarine and remove the codes safely. But when they put those codes in the computer, the system doesn't react. Victor doesn't give up. After pressing a few buttons, the system finally activates. The weapons still seem to be working. The electromagnetic pulse coming out of this process is caught by the mini-submarine and moves ahead in the same direction. The crew is scared in the main submarine because the crack has come very close. They quickly land the submarine on the seabed and try to go into silent mode. The crack collides with a heavy rock which falls directly on the submarine, and due to pressure, the rivets start flying again. Water starts filling in a compartment so that the crew doesn't know how long they can keep the silent mode running. At the same time, the mini-submarine reaches Malbae. During the docking process, the tracker gets activated by mistake. The crack is now about to attack the main submarine, but then it gets a signal from the tracker, and it starts floating back to its place. Alshins immediately orders the crew, "This is the chance. Let's go back to the surface." At the same time, Victor reaches the torpedo room by rowing through a narrow pipe which was completely blocked due to Malbae. On the other side, he hears the sound of Alexander mini-submarine docking and orders his crew to board it while he waits for his brother. Finally, Victor reaches the weapons room and starts putting the codes in the torpedoes. And at the same time, Alexander is working on the computer. It will take some time for the weapons to be fully loaded, and this is the moment when the crack reaches very close to them. The submarine's crew gets ready for the shock because the Krak's tentacles are now completely surrounding the submarine. Both brothers talk on the radio and apologize to each other for the past fights. The Krak breaks half of the submarine, but thankfully, that part is just an empty tail section. When the Krak comes to attack again, both brothers press the button at the same time, and the next second, the weapons activate. A very powerful explosion burns the Krak, and it explodes. The effect of this explosion is so powerful that a bright ray of light reaches the environment by tearing the ice of the architect. Now the water starts entering the submarine, and Victor immediately returns to the pipe. To reach Alexander, the weapons can destroy themselves at any moment. They have to get out of there as soon as possible. The submarine starts sinking, and because of the fast waves, both brothers separate from each other. Victor desperately looks for Alexander, and then he comes out of the water and sees his hand. He quickly holds his hand and does not leave it until Alexander comes to him safely. Both climb the stairs quickly and enter the mini-submarine. The water is about to come in, but they close the door while waiting. Now only 2 minutes are left for the explosion, and the mini-submarine has not yet been undocked. When Malwa starts falling into the depths of the abyss, Victor remembers the emergency lever. He pulls it immediately, and finally the mini-submarine separates from the main submarine. They take the submarine and fly away. Just a few moments before the explosion, the shockwaves throw their mini-submarine into the sea. On the surface, everyone in the main submarine is impatiently waiting for some news. When it seems that there is no hope left, then some bubbles are seen in the water. That is the same mini-submarine which has finally returned. As soon as everyone starts celebrating, Victor tries to return the watch of his father to Alexander. But Alexander smiles and says, "This watch is now yours. You have achieved its right." After a while, the crew reaches Russia, and both brothers meet their family and celebrate emotional moments. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a new video.